Hey everybody, this is Jill. And guess what? We are getting into barbecue season. And it's a funny thing. I love macaroni salad and potato salad. And so does the director. Which one is your favorite? Would you say?
Probably potato.
Potato.
But I love macaroni.
And macaroni's good. But I don't make macaroni. Well, I either do potato salad maybe once or twice a year, but always macaroni in the summer. Okay, Jill, good foot. So I'm making macaroni salad today, and it's my mom's recipe. And there's only one little thing that I change about my mom's recipe. And once I start putting it together, you'll see. So I'm going to have you take a look at what I've got here. I have got a bowl of, this is your standard salad macaroni. Whatever kind of macaroni you like. If you like the little elbows, you can do the little elbows. If you want this style, you could do this. If you wanted shells, the variety is, what you decide you would like to have. So this is mine, and I've made enough for us to really have enough for a dinner, and maybe just a little bit left over. So I've got that, and I've got some black olives, which I'm going to drain here. And the thing that I like to do, he asked if we had chopped olives, and I think chopped are just too chopped. So what I like to do is I get the olives, and then let me move this bowl out of the way. And then what I do is I chop them, but I chop them really rough. So you have a little bit more, a little more texture. I think the ones that are already chopped are pretty, I don't know, almost pasty in a way, So I'm going to take a few of those out, and I'm just going to really, like I said, just really roughly chop them just to have a little something happening in there. Yeah, just a little bit here. And I already have chopped up some green parsley there. So that's all ready to go. And I think I'll just maybe do three more olives. Don't you think, Director? A few more olives?
I like olives.
He likes olives. He's a foodaholic. He really does like it. I always say, I cook for you because, I do. I cook for him. I mean, I like to eat, but when I cook something, it's always... And actually, this recipe of the macaroni salad, it's similar to your mom's, I think, except does she put eggs in her, or did she put eggs in hers?
I think she puts eggs in there and about 55 gallons of mayonnaise.
That woman in the mayonnaise. Well, there went somebody's phone. All right, here we go. So I've got the macaroni. I'm going to put in here some olive. That looks about right.
I apologize. I'm jumping all over with the camera.
Well, that's all right. You're doing fine. I like you.
Thank you.
Oh, and the other thing I put in it, I always have to say, are you sure you don't mind celery? Finely chopped. So he's not saying I've got a mouthful of celery, but he doesn't like celery all that much. So I put a little bit of it in. Now I have I have pimento, the red pimento. And what I do is I'm not sure whether this is chopped or this is dried. Dried? I say dried for? Oh, diced. So I'm going to drain a little of this off here. Whoops, there went some. And what I do, when I have something left like this, that I won't use all of it, I will keep it in my fridge for 2 or 3 days. I say, well, maybe I want pimento. And if I don't, I put it into ice cube trays. This isn't an ice cube tray, obviously, but I put like in little ice cube trays, just maybe a tablespoon, and then I freeze it. And then when I do need pimento, I've got it right there. So I'm going to add some of this in here, a nice dollop of that. These kinds of salads, they're really hard to tell you how much, because you might like more celery, you might like, no olives. Then this is just, as I said, this is my mom's recipe. And I don't know why, but I always feel like I need to make it.
Well, you might like more mayonnaise.
We'll get to that. Now, there's this trick. And I'd like some comments about this. If you have had this, I say, I don't get it. There's a trick that if you soak your onion in cold water for an hour or two, and you change the water along the line, that you get rid of some of that hot, onion thing, because we like onion. I love onion, but he likes onion, but he doesn't like it real hot and, sassy. So I do that. I don't know. Did anybody got any, remedies that you might pass along if indeed you have found one that, oh, guys, this smells hot. This is a hot smelling onion. Just going to put a little bit of that in there just to give it a little flavor, but not too much. I don't know. You know, when I was young, you're gonna love this. When I was young, we had not pepper. We had onion sandwiches, white bread, lots of mayo, red onion, salt and pepper. That was the sandwich, and we ate them all summer long. I mean, I thought it was the greatest. The other thing we did was peanut butter and dill pickle sandwiches. Can you imagine that? Peanut butter and dill pickle, and of course, tomato sandwiches. Of course, were very, very popular. Okay, I think I'm gonna hold on. No more onion. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside. So I'm gonna give this a good stir here. And for me, what I do is I really kind of look at the blend. You know, looks like I need more pimento. Does it look like I need more olive? You know, that kind of a thing. And actually, this looks pretty good. All right. Yes. I think that looks pretty balanced. Yeah, Director? Balanced? Pretty
Yes.
balanced? Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to bring in some pickle relish. This is just good old sweet pickle relish. Not too much of it. Maybe a good dollop. Maybe another one. Okay, I think that's going to be fine with the... I'm going to stir that in. I'd like to know who makes... Do you all make macaroni salad? What kind of recipes you always use? You could just get into where, you know, it's the one that you were taught. And you tend to kind of hang on to that one. Okay, now here comes the controversy. My mother, I think probably every mother, certainly the director's mother, went through gallons of Best Foods or Hellman's, whichever side of the Mississippi or Rockies or whatever it is. I can't do it. I can't put all of it in mayonnaise. So I do break it. I do. Oh, yeah, whatever. I cut it. I have to. It's too much. So I'm just going to put, you know, like a nice hearty tablespoon of that in there. That's all. That's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to put some mayonnaise in here. And then again, this is another thing. If you like really, you know, wet salad, if you will, get that up there. You can add more mayonnaise. And actually, I think I'm going to probably have enough here. Scrape that off there. So I'm making this for tomorrow. And I'm going to let it sit in the fridge, you know, overnight so it gets a chance to get all wonderful. And actually, I really think that's got enough on there. I do. You know, you don't want it just swimming. And then I'm going to add some salt and pepper to this and give it a little taste. Of course, it won't be any, you know, you really have to let it sit there, you know, for an overnight. I'm going to set that here. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper on here. These are those wonderful salt and pepper grinders from Intralife. I did a review on them, and I'll put a link because they are so nice. And you see the little light goes on in there. I never realized I was so lazy I'd want to have but it's nice. It really is nice. So I'm going to give this a good zap of pepper here. And I'm going to probably use this here. Gives me a little better control here. Yeah, I don't want to add any more mayonnaise or any of that. That's plenty. All right, take a little. Okay, can you do that with one hand? You can do it with one hand. Got it? You got it? You got it? Tell me what you think. Now remember, it's got to chill. What? Good? Not good? Good? Not good. Oh, got a thumbs up. Yeah? Good? Great. All right.
Really stands out.
What does?
Yeah.
Oh, is it too much?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I've tried every one of them, but there are, you know, as far as trying to temper those onions down, I don't know how to do it.
A little more salt.
A little more salt. Okay, I can do that. The salt police are out there. All right, this is going to go into a container, and I'm going to put it in the fridge, and really overnight or lots of hours. I think any salad like this, potato salad, macaroni salad, something like that. Anyway, I'm glad I made it, and I hope you will try this recipe. Now, when it's chilled up, we'll come on back and take a taste and see if there's any adjustments that need to be made. But I think right now it's looking pretty good. So we'll be back later on. Well, I'm as hungry as a wild animal. That much. This is the next day, and it's like dinner time. I am so hungry, but I want to show this to you. Okay, isn't it beautiful? Really, I'm going to bring this a little closer. Now, you know, I have to tell you, when I was young and I was home, and my mother, you love these stories. You probably hate these stories, but I'll tell you anyway. My mother would take a nap. Now, first of all, you didn't want to make a pin drop when my mother was taking a nap, or she would like become, you know, crazy. But when she got up from a nap, she was like a wild animal. She could not find enough food to quench that hunger. That was my mother. You know, the director always says that my home, and it's true, was like Lucy and Ricky Ricardo. My mother was red-haired, and she was fiery, and she was nuts. And my father was a musician, and he was Italian. So we had that thing going. So when I see stories like that, I always chuckle because that's my mother. And God, you didn't want to hear all that, did you? All right, maybe you did. Maybe you did. Off goes the parsley. Okay, let's take a taste. It looks good. I put a little paprika on there, like that. It looks good. It does look good. Here we go. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm. Maybe a tad more salt. Those salt police are going to be after us, but oh gosh, it's good. You don't have two hands. You can't taste it over there, can you?
No.
It's excellent. Like I said, the recipe, you know, it's hard to put that kind of a recipe written down, but watch the video. You'll kind of get a gist for what I'm doing. I really had fun making this video, and I play homage to my mother, even though she was a nut job. I hope to come back. Love you guys. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.